is Jose from stampingjoe.com, and the past few days I have been playing around with the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper. And what I love about it is it actually can do so much. So this particular design, there's a few of them, but this particular design, you can actually color it. So here is what it would look like without being colored. And so this is using the, what's the color? Petal Pink. That's right, the Petal Pink. And you can see it has a little bit of the Petal Pink inside of the flower, just naturally. This one here I colored with Lovely Lipstick. This one I colored with Daffodil Delight. And this one here I colored with Highland Heather. So I used our Stampin' Blends and I used both of the tones, and you can see there's like some darker areas and some lighter areas. So today I thought I'd just show you how I did that. Okay, so I've got my Balmy Blue Stampin' Blends, and these are alcohol-based markers, so they dry very quickly and they're really nice to blend even on Designer Series paper. I've got the light and the dark, and so I used my Balmy Blue cardstock. And then I actually cut these 3 inches by 4 inches, and on each card that's the same size. And then just a basic black cardstock in 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So let's just take our paper. And what I did is I opened up the brush tips of both, and I started with the dark color first. So you can see on the paper there's some actual shaded areas, and that's where I went with my darker marker. So I just kind of start, and what's fun is there's really no right and wrong, but I tried to do it when it was still wet, just so that it blended a little bit nicer. I found if I did like all my dark and then all my light, it actually didn't blend quite as nicely. And then you can go and you can add a little bit of more dark if you wish. And then you just keep going on all of the petals the exact same. So you can see there's like little black lines in here, so I just kind of followed those. Then went back with my lighter. Oh, I did it opposite. Huh. See what happens when I talk and create at the same time? Okay, so this one's my lighter. So now I'm just gonna go in and do that. And then go and maybe add a little bit more dark. Start blending. And you just want, it does take a little bit of time, but it is so worth it when you actually see the finished card. So when you're done your flower, if you find that you want a little bit darker areas, just go back in and add that color a little bit more. And then you can have kind of the variation that you're looking for. So now that I've shown you that one, I'm just gonna color the rest and be right back. So the good thing about this paper is that it actually has a black background, so you don't have to be exactly in the lines and it still looks beautiful. So here's what it looks like with the 2 shades of Balmy Blue. Isn't it pretty? I am just obsessed with this look. Okay, so we're going to pair it with this. So I'm just gonna take my snail adhesive, which is my favorite adhesive to make cards with, and adhere that to my basic black cardstock. Like that. Okay, bone folder to fold your card. Now, I haven't completely figured out what this card's gonna look like, so we're going to just kind of do it in parts. I'm gonna take some Whisper White with my Balmy Blue ink and stamp my greeting out there, because I'm gonna cut it out. So wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. very nice greeting. Now, some of the greetings that I've used on the 5 cards, including this one that I've made, come from Peaceful Moments, which is a really fun, so that's that one for this greeting here. Lots of really nice greetings. And then on, for example, this card here, I used the Breathtaking Bouquet background stamp. So it's a really nice big stamp, and it is really beautiful, I find, with this designer paper. I used it on the yellow one and the purple one. And then I used So Sentimental as well, which is, I think, this one, yeah. So there's the greeting that I used. And with that one, I actually used some of our dies that go with it. And so Sentimental and the Stitch So Sweetly dies come together as a bundle for 10% off. And these are my new favorites. They are so pretty. There's like these shapes over here that will go with some of the greetings. And then you have these like kind of scallop stitched rectangles. For this card here, I'm going to use this one here, which is approximately, let's see, 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I'm going to use it to cut out this greeting. So when I use dies, a lot of time I'll use some washi tape because, where's the end of this one? Because I don't like it to move. And I find this is the easiest way to make it not move. So we're just going to line that up. Let's see, about there. And then just put your washi tape on, and then you can put it through your die cutting machine. And then when it's cut out, look at that beautiful shape. So pretty. Okay, the other thing that I have really liked to do lately is with this Whisper White crinkled ribbon. It's a 1/4 inch, and they call it, I guess, a seam binding. You can actually color it, which is so cool. So we're just gonna cut a little snippet of it. And remember, with our blends, they are alcohol-based and will dry really quick. And when you have a white ribbon, you can dye it to the color that you want. So just like that, I now have a balmy blue ribbon. How cool is that? And it literally dries in like under a minute. And the other thing I actually used my Stampin' Blends on was on these little silver rhinestones. So you can actually color them right on their sheet that they come on with a Stampin' Blend, and it'll dry and be colored. So look how fun that is to be able to match up some colors. Okay, so back to our card. Let's see, what do I want to do? Maybe, all right, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. So we're going to take this piece, put some adhesive on the back. I cut this kind of big, but let's see here, hold on. There. So we're gonna take it, and I want it in the lower third of my cardstock. And then we're gonna take that. Yeah, I'll put some on my ribbon too. And I'm gonna stick that a little bit to, excuse me, the left-hand side of my card. About there. And I'm going to take the other little snippet of ribbon that I still have, and I'm just going to tie a knot. Some of them I made bows, but for this one I'll just do a little knot. It's a little easier, especially on camera. And pull it tight. And then I'm just going to trim my ends. And next, all I have to do is just add this little greeting. Let's see. I can move over the knot a little bit. So I don't know about you, but I've been going a little bit stir crazy around here with the actual having to be self-isolated, trying to keep away from all the crowds and from the stores. So I've been doing a lot of stamping, which has been kind of fun. Thankfully, I have lots of craft stuff at home, and most of you certainly probably do too. So get your stamping stuff out, have some fun, get some designs going. Like for this, literally I cut every single cardstock the exact same. I grabbed some grading sets and I was able to make very different yet similar cards. So you can see on here, I actually did the 2 colors. And so you can either do this in a couple of ways. Either you can take a marker, and now for these ones, it would be a Stampin' Write marker, which are dye-based, because you don't want it to dry right away. If you used your alcohol-based markers on your stamps, it would literally just dry and stain it. So what I did is I actually took some washi tape and covered the word hello on my stamp. And then I inked this up with Memento ink pad. Once I had that inked up, I quickly took off my washi tape, and then I took my marker that matched and inked it up. And then you want to kind of huff on it just to get on the stamp, just to get it moistened again, and then stamp it on the paper. Okay. The other way that you could do it is you could just take the 2 words individually. And so you'd cover, let's say, hello first with your washi tape. And I'm getting like, my washi tape is transferring on here. Isn't that funny? So you could actually just stamp your friend first, and then you cover friend, and then you stamp your hello second. Okay, so you could just ink them up individually. This one I already told you I colored in the rhinestones. Where's my other ones? Now I've lost them. Oh yeah, right here. This one here, what I did is I stamped the thanks, and that came from the Seriously the Best stamp set. So I stamped the thanks, and then I hand cut it out with paper snips. And then I just took the Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blend and added a bit of color on the edging. So super simple. You can see I dyed the ribbon as well on this one. And this one, I think it's my favorite, but I'm not really sure. I'd love to hear your opinion as to which one you like. But I used the Starburst Punch, and then I used the Stitch Shapes dies. This is another one that I think is kind of a staple. It's got all kinds of different shapes, and they're all stitched. Okay, so when you cut them out, it has this beautiful little stitching. And then I just added the rhinestones regular and added some organdy polka dot ribbon. So cute. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this coloring tutorial, and please like or subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.